Welcome to Shamba Shape Up.
We have traveled all over East Africa to find hard-working farmers
We want to celebrate them while giving them the knowledge they need.
so they can adapt and make their farms more productive even while the climate changes.
We want to support them to get better yields and increase their income.
We meet families and enter their kitchens to explore how to cook in cleaner, faster, cheaper ways, while at the same time increasing family nutrition.
We will see how farmers from across the region can benefit from our experts' advice.
While also learning from each other in so many ways.
Join us on these journeys and share in the farmers' experience as they shape up their shambas.
On the Shamba Shape Up Safari.
Over the years, we, Caro, Naomi and I, have visited many farmers across East Africa. We have noticed that farmers here like to keep Kienyeji chickens, but also have many challenges when it comes to their upkeep. In this special episode of Shamba Shape Up, we look back at some of the best episodes on chicken farming. We look at how good housing, feeding, managing of pests and diseases, and good record keeping gives farmers healthy and productive Kienyeji chickens. That's money in your pocket. Our first revisit is to George's Indeya. Do you remember him? First up, George's chickens. They not only produce eggs, but can also be sold for meat, and the cocks are sold to other farmers wanting to breed more chickens. All good extra income for the family.
They have a large flock, but they're not in good shape. They don't look healthy. The sheds are dilapidated. And the chicks even live in the kitchen, which Lucy doesn't like.
Ngĩndakĩrugĩra ciana irio cikore hwaĩ-inĩ ngakora ngũkũ nĩ ikunũrire ikarĩa ciothe magoka tũkanjia kũnegenania.
So, we called in Thomas Kaudia, an expert poultry consultant, to give George some much-needed advice. Thomas first looks at the hen house, where the hens are laying their eggs.
Oh, okay, George, looking at your chicken, I think you have a problem with this chicken. Well, when I look at this shed, George, I see that the shed is not constructed as it should be. I also don't see the proper equipment inside there. I see important things like patches missing. I don't see proper drinkers. I don't see the nest boxes. I also don't see any wood shavings on the floor.
So there's a lot missing.
Actually, there's a lot missing. And if you look at where the chicken are laying eggs, it is contaminated. The chicken have access to it. And therefore, I think that the eggs that you get from here don't even hatch properly.
What is good about his chicken coop? Because everything seems to be wrong.
Well, the chicken coop has a good roof. Yeah, that's the main thing that I see that is so good about the chicken. I don't see a curtain on the windows that can prevent rain from going inside, and also strong winds.
What am I supposed to do to improve this?
You need to remove the bicycle, which I've seen inside there, because it's just taking space. You also need to put wood shavings on the floor and make sure that the wood shaving is 6 inches thick.
What is the importance of the wood shavings?
Well, the wood shavings would make the temperature inside not change so much. The wood shavings also would make the fecal material dry faster. You don't have to sweep a chicken house every day.
Thomas, what can George do to prevent cross-contamination?
At the entrance, have food dipping facility where you put disinfectant solution. Each time you are going inside, then you step in this disinfectant solution.
Okay.
You also have a hand washing system, which also got disinfectant in it. And also when you get inside, you now put on your working dust coat, which must always stay inside. George, I see you have chicken wire on the window. That is good, but this is too big. You need very small, the chicken wire with very small openings that does not allow wild birds to come in. George, make sure that you buy the right drinkers and the right feeders. And each time, a feeder and a drinker should be raised to the back level of the chicken.
So, Thomas, if George built his chicken coop following all your specifications, are you telling us that... Thank you. Thank you very much. So, Thomas, you're telling us that if George builds another chicken coop following your specification, his productivity is going to go up. That is the eggs and the meat consumption.
Definitely.
And he's going to be a rich man.
Exactly. If he makes those renovations that I'm talking about, egg production will go up, fertility will go up, and I see that he will triple his current production.
Yeah, the chicken seems excited to hear that.
Oh, exactly. They are saying yes, that is possible.
Yes, they're saying yes.
Exactly.
Okay. We go take a look at Lucy's kitchen where the chicks are kept for safety and warmth, much to Lucy's displeasure. So what do you think, Thomas?
What I've seen there is terrible. You can't have chicken in the kitchen. You have to move those chicken for safety and for production purposes. We need to clean that place and sanitize. Spray it with one of the best disinfectants that we can get.
Thomas recommended that George sprays his kitchen with Coopicide.
To construct a simple 20-foot long and 10-foot wide chicken shed from scratch to Thomas' recommendations would cost quite a lot. Of course, this would come in much cheaper if you made over an old shed using materials found on the Shamba, and would only cost the labor and some extra nails.
When the chicks are banished from Lucy's kitchen, they will go to a separate pen where broody hens can hatch their eggs in peace and the chicks can grow. Make sure it is built away from the other chicken sheds though, in order to keep the broody hens separate. So, renovate the sheds, control infection, get those chicks out of the kitchen, says Thomas. You better get cracking. Thomas went on to explain that George will need one feeder and one drinker for every 50 chickens. So, if George has 200 chickens, he will need 4 feeders and 4 drinkers. We are ready to reveal the shaped up chicken house.
We've renovated the hen house where the hens are laying their eggs.
And constructed a magnificent hatching and brooding pen where the hens that are brooding can be moved to have their chicks in peace and where the chicks can grow well in a healthy place. Will Thomas approve of all the changes? Will they be of a high enough standard?
The roof is new iron sheets. This is very good, and even the space between the wall and the roof is good. It's covered well so that predators don't come in. The floor wood shavings are put in place. I see the dust coat is there in place, and there is a hut. This is a very good shed. I'd like to see the breeding and the brooding shed, so let's go there and see. This is a very important unit because the farmer will be able to make a lot of money. This is wonderful.
Chicken business can bring a lot of money if we keep the chicken in a clean place with enough food and clean water and air. Coming up after the break, we learn about chicken vaccines and making sure you are making good profit from your chicken farm. Welcome back to Shamba Shape Up. Today we look back at some of the farms we have visited over the past years and get experts' advice on chicken farming. We've been to George's farm in Deya and lots of advice on chicken housing and management. Now, let's look back and see what you can learn about feeding and vaccinating Kienyeji chickens.
But first, here's a weather update for the coming week.
Welcome to the Shamba Shape Up farming news for Kenya. In the coming week, we expect less rain across most parts of Kenya. The whole country is expected to have rains of less than 25 millimeters. However, a few places may receive up to 75 millimeters. Northern, northeastern, lower eastern Kenya will have little rain of less than 5 millimeters. This includes Turkana, Marsabit, Isiolo, Mandera, Wajir, Garissa, and Tana River. But the lower parts of Garissa and Tana River and Taita Taveta may have between 0 and 15 millimeters of rain. The coastal region will have little rain of 25 to 75 millimeters. This includes Lamu, Kilifi, Mombasa, and Kwale. The majority of central Kenya and neighboring counties including Tharaka Nithi, Embu, Kirinyaga, Laikipia, Meru, Nyeri expect a little rain of less than 5 millimeters, but there could be pockets with up to 15 millimeters of rain. Nairobi, Kiambu, Machakos will also remain dry. Central Rift and Southern Rift Valley, Uasin Gishu, Nakuru, Narok, and Kajiado expect rains of less than 5 millimeters. However, in North Rift, Trans Nzoia, and a small part of West Pokot will have rains of between 15 and 25 millimeters. Western and Nyanza regions also expect rains of between 5 and 15 millimeters. Counties included are Siaya, Kisumu, Homa Bay, Migori, Kisii, and Nyamira. However, Bungoma, Kakamega, and Vihiga may have rains of between 5 to 25 millimeters. Farmers, this is the time to harvest and preserve your excess fodder as silage to use during the dry season. Potato farmers, keep adding soil or earthing your potatoes to avoid exposure and attacks by the potato tuber moth. For more tips, get in touch with iShamba on 0711 082606. See you next week on the Shamba Shape Up Farming News.
Our next Shape Up takes us to Kuria's family farm. Although Kuria received many chicks from his grandfather, only a few are left. We asked our expert Barasa to help us find out what went wrong and to support Kuria to turn the chickens back into a profitable business. But first, Barasa has some ideas on how Kuria can improve his chicken house.
When I enter the house, I haven't seen any basin or disinfectant at the doorstep. That's indicated that there's an entry for disease in your house. The other thing I've seen also in the structure of the house, inside the house, it doesn't have the sawdust. Chickens are like other animals. They need a comfortable environment. When they're comfortable enough, they're able to produce more. You're able to get profit of it.
Could the poor hygiene Barasa is talking about be the reason why Kuria lost so many birds? I understand you had about 300 chicken.
Yes.
And right now they are?
Right now there are 10.
10?
Yes, 10.
300 to 10. That's a very big number. What happened?
The one who was taking care got ill. So the workload was more. Yeah, they lacked some food and they lacked someone to give them water. Yeah.
Okay, that is very unfortunate.
Yeah.
You've heard what happened to the chicken, a case of mismanagement. There's this general feeling that Kienyeji chicken can eat anything. You can give them our leftovers, we can give them sukuma wiki and they're fine. Is this right?
Carol, I'll call that one as being a myth. Because farmers, they think Kienyeji chicken is just Kienyeji chicken, the way it sounds like indigenous chicken. But now we are trying to advise our farmers to think in terms of money they're going to get from the chicken commercially.
Kuria is taking charge of the chickens again and wants to rebuild his business. But he's not sure what to do. Can our expert help?
We have a full range of Kienyeji feeds, which is going to cater for the bird from the day it hatches till the time it gives you eggs or the time you go to sell if it's a cock. Yes. Our range of feeds is called Fugo Kienyeji. So we have Fugo Kienyeji chick mash, Fugo Kienyeji growers mash, and Fugo Kienyeji layers mash. So you need to start feeding it from day 1 to the end of 2nd month. You need to give it Fugo Kienyeji chick mash.
From day 1 until the end of the 2nd month, give Fugo Kienyeji chick mash. This builds good body frame. From 3 months until the point of laying, give Fugo Kienyeji growers mash. This helps the birds to gain weight and encourages early laying. From when laying starts, give Fugo Kienyeji layer smash. This helps increase egg production and improve quality. Finally, to ensure the birds get the right feed, Barasa has some further advice.
I would advise you to partition your house into 3 stages: the chick stage, the grower stage, and the layer stage, so that you're able to feed them rightly. When you keep chicks and you keep older birds, they'll be harassed by the older birds. They won't be able to get the enough nutrients they require, and they grow slowly. So partitioning will enable you to feed well without competition that they may have.
So, remember, Kienyeji birds also need targeted feeding if you want to make a business out of them. There are 3 special feeds, 1 for the chick stage, 1 for the grower stage, and 1 for the layer stage.
In our quest to shape up shambas all over East Africa, we have met some farmers who keep their farms very tidy. One such farmer is Muthomi. He agreed to take us around his farm. Have you planted anything else before here?
Yeah, when I installed the kit, I planted potatoes using an input of at least 4,000 Kenyan shillings. And then the output was 10 bags of potatoes. I sold them with the Kenyan shillings 2,500.
Wow.
So you can see I made a profit of more than 21,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
While on the farm, we noticed a little something missing that could do with some of our expert advice. So we call on Cynthia from Cambry to talk to us about how to keep your chicken healthy and free from disease, and also on the right use of antibiotics to avoid building up resistance.
Once you have chicken and you maintain proper hygiene,
And right away, the expert points out that hygiene is very important.
you have these clothes from the cows. You don't know what germs you're bringing into the chicken. So you have like a coat specifically for the chicken side.
Okay.
And the feeding troughs, water dispensers, make sure they're clean. You change them every single day. As we realize you do not have a footpath for disinfecting your feet before you get to the area of the chicken. So in order to maintain, have healthy chicken, you're supposed to ensure that you have the foot tips, as I told you, to minimize spread of moving from this direction with germs to the chicken, and then proper hygiene, ventilation. And as you've said, keep changing, keep cleaning the rooms before you introduce new stock.
Cynthia has more advice on the chickens.
We have many complaints from farmers about respiratory illnesses like chicken. You've had them sneeze or cough sometimes. What do? Do you go buy the medicine yourself and treat the chicken, or what happens?
I go buy and come and treat.
You see, now that's where the problem comes in, because now you do not have an exact overview of the disease that the chicken is suffering from. You do not have the exact dosage of the drug that you're supposed to treat the chicken with.
Yeah.
So this brings a problem, because now the chicken is exposed to the drug over a long period of time. And probably since the doses are not correct, it acquires resistance.
The types of antibiotics that are used to treat animals are the same as those used to treat humans.
So, if resistance to an antibiotic develops in an animal, the resistance will also be transferred to humans if they eat that animal or the bird with the resistance. This means if this person falls ill, then the antibiotic will not be able to cure this person.
When you realize your chicken is suffering from maybe coughing, diarrhea, you quarantine it. You remove it from the rest of the chicken, keep it aside.
Okay.
Treat it. Once it's gone away, then you can take it back to the stock. Just to reduce transfer from this one chicken that is sick to the other stock.
Yeah.
And then another thing is, make sure before you treat your chicken, in case of any complaints, in case they're sneezing, coughing, make sure you get advice from a veterinary. I'm sure where you buy your medicine, there's a vet who gives you the medicine to the chicken. Make sure the disease is established.
So you're advising the farmers not to go to an agrovet and buy the medicine themselves?
I'm advising you as a farmer, When you realize your chicken is sick, do not go and just think like, so-and-so said they treated this chicken with this medicine, it worked, so I'll go buy that. No. Go to a veterinary doctor and explain what your chicken is suffering from, and he'll know what to do.
Farmer Mudomi,
Yes.
you've heard from the expert.
Yeah.
And I hope you're going to follow that advice.
Yeah.
Do not go to the agrovet, buy medicine, and come treat your chickens.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be contaminating even yourself.
Even myself.
Yes, yes.
So, if you have a food dip in front of the building, clean and efficient water dispensers, and feed containers, and proper ventilation, your chickens will be much healthier, and you will not be able to use antibiotics except on rare occasions when the vet says so. This means your cost will remain low, and you will have healthy chickens and a healthy family that will not be resistant to antibiotics.
Keeping good farm records is one of the most important jobs for running a profitable farm. It's also a task that very few farmers do well. We took our expert Stephen to visit farmers Henry and Lydia so he could give them some tips on how to better manage their records.
Financial planning and record keeping is one of the most important jobs in running a farm, but also one that very few farmers do well. So, we've invited an expert from Hand in Hand to show us how it's done and the benefits that it can bring. I can see you've made the Kienyeji.
Yes, I've made the Kienyeji.
Why is it very important to keep these records?
Record will help you to track all the activities you are doing. It will also able to give you the income you make every month, and it will also guide you to be able to know whether you are doing the right thing or you are doing the wrong thing at the end of the month. It's a mirror of what you are doing on a daily basis.
So, let's not waste time. How do we fill this? The first step is to fill in daily expenses.
What do you do in a day?
I have labor every day. Feed. Those are examples.
Okay.
So labor, you need to know the cost of the labor per day. Yes. What do you pay? Then the feed, if you buy what you buy in a day, the feed, the total feed in a day, you buy, and then you need to put the cost of that. So the total cost in a day, you have to write it in your daily monitoring expenses. Whatever you get will guide you now to have what we call the monthly spending plan.
So, add up all the items from each day and transfer them into a monthly spending plan.
So when you come now to month, you'll be monitoring on every month. So for 12 months, you'll be able now to know the expenses you have made for the entire year. And this will guide you to come up with the income and the expenditure plan.
The income and expenditure plan contains your farm sales, your farm expenses, and your farm budget. So you can see where you're making a profit and where you're losing money. Now that's good to know. When you say you make income, do you mean profit?
Yes, I mean the profit.
Yes.
So through the profit you have made, now you'll use that to start now doing your savings.
Savings allow you to expand your business, maybe purchase a cow or improved seeds and fertilizers. They also help you get a loan from the bank by showing you will be able to pay the money back.
Most of the business people don't save. They don't pay themselves first. So for you to start your journey well, you use your profit, you pay yourself first. And paying yourself first is to set the 20% as your savings. Then investment comes in. The money you have saved, you'll be able to use that money now to invest. You can buy a machine for the cow. You can buy some other machine, or you can buy the fertilizer to do your farming, all the activities you need. And it's very important to do it as a family because it will guide you and it will help you to move together and to work together. And you'll be a happy family.
Thank you very much. It is very, very important to keep records because when you keep records, you always know how much you're spending and how much you're getting. It's always important also to keep savings because when you have savings, you're guaranteed of a future that is manageable.
These are some of the methods we should follow to have a successful chicken business. Join us next week as we shape up more shambas right here on Shamba Shape Up.